To you, I am of no worth. I am invisible. My pain only recognized when it profits others to do so. My tears only seen by those who cry too. I am the rock and the hard place. Leaned on, relied upon, built upon. I am a shelter to lost souls. I feed bellies and mend clothes. I wipe eyes and blow noses. I mother children and grown-ass men. I give my everything to them. But they do not protect me from themselves. They too are a threat. They too strip me of my colours. I dare not to dream or have ambition. The world has taught me that there is no room in it for women. We are but stops in a man's journey, just carriers, vessels, slaves to be used and disposed of, left to deal with the fallout when the romance dies, when the baby has left us with unrecognizable bodies. We've gone from being women to being mothers, not allowed to be anything more, kept in check by other women who insist that we forget that we were a person once. They insist we carry the extra load without complaint, refrain from talking about how our backs ache from the weight of their expectations. Don't mention anything that might change people's perceptions of the man they love. We protect them, their egos, their jobs, their money, their children, their pride, whilst burying what little is left of ourselves for peace sake. Because our greatness as women intimidates, and the game men play along to requires us to be submissive. They can only be tall when they are stood on our backs, so we bend over, hair and bodies covered, gaze fixed to the floor, lips that never part to speak. We stay silent and compliant because when we speak we invite death, and when we act we are suppressed. Our voices, our dress, our very expression we mute and police for our own protection. From men who did take our bodies like the slave master. From relationships that resemble ownership. From the new master's whip, domestic abuse. From being disposed of once we're no longer of use. You have stood on our backs for longer than time can remember. We have been your footstool, bearing your children whilst bearing your weight. Yet you ask us to wait when we move to get up. You ask us to wait when we have had enough, demanding that we recognize your pain as the same as ours, insisting that our struggles are the same, and then protesting against us when we protest for our freedoms. You have become our enemy. You have become our obstacle. You are the gatekeeper of our bodies. You decide whether we live or die. Our lives constantly hang in the balance. We never stopped being strange fruit.